that's a hard one. I think a lot of that will depend on the type of work you want to do, who you want to work with, and your theory of methods. If you take one extreme, working more cognitive behaviorally, that's very different to, say, the way I work. Now, the way I work, I think the qualities you need is a willingness to be disturbed. And I mean by that, to be impacted by the client and their feelings and what's going on for them. It's a willingness to face parts of yourself that you may not even know, or parts that you don't like too much. Sometimes the clients are going to stir things in me that I would wish sometimes they wouldn't. But the way I work is I've got to face that. And that's not always comfortable. That's one of the challenges, I think, because I'm making myself available to be used by the client and to be disturbed by them. Now, you can see in that there's also a pull towards being masochistic. Now, you have to watch that, because I talk about being used by them. I don't mean in a masochistic way, but in a way of being disturbed. And it's about engaging with them. So the qualities the therapist needs is a willingness to not know as well. I don't always know what's going on, but I'm willing to stay there and see if we can make sense of it. So that's one quality, a willingness to not know, a willingness to, as I say, to be disturbed or be impacted, a willingness to think about what's going on, I think, is one of the qualities you need, and to acknowledge that sometimes you didn't get it right, or you might have made a mistake or a mess there, and a willingness to engage with your peers and colleagues and discuss the process, because it's a very private profession. By that I mean you're sitting in a room with one other person and no one is watching you at that point. You can con yourself and others easily, so it takes some courage and willingness to share what you're doing with others so you can review it. And in that, I think sometimes you have to face the shame and embarrassment that's in the process. Just one group of feelings that comes to mind. I think it takes some courage. You've got to be courageous, I think. And there's a book by Stephen Johnson called The Hard Work Miracle. And I think that says something about how difficult this job can be sometimes. And sometimes I wonder why I'm doing it. But it's also at the same time very exciting. Years down the road with someone who might be described as quite schizoid and see how they emerge and they start to come alive. It's so exciting having sat there with them for 4 or 5 years.